Now, I mentioned at the start that we were going to do something a little bit extra today because basketball has been very much in the news. So I suggested to young Mr. Mike Tuck that he should come on and have a chat about the news that's happened this past week. So, Mike Tuck, are you available?
I'm here, Mike.
There you are.
I appreciate you calling me young, too. I don't know about that, but I'll take it.
Compared to me, you are, son. So, basketball in the news this past week. Two big stories. We'll start off with the Sharks, first of all. And there was a lot of discussion about Ponds Forge closing. And that happened on a Wednesday, if I remember correctly. And we mentioned it on this broadcast. So, the situation, as I understand it, is that next season, start to finish, whenever it starts, whenever it finishes, we are going to be back at the EISS. Talk to me about that, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously unfortunate times, and Ponds Forge can't open up right now, which is a shame because we were kind of getting settled in there and getting used to playing there, but thankfully, the good people at SIV have been able to move some things around and get us in at the EIS Sheffield, the English Institute of Sport. So we're back in Attercliffe. We're back at the EIS. I spent 11 years of my career at the EIS. So for me, it's just like a homecoming. I'm really excited to be back there. I love that court. I love that gym. The atmosphere that place brings, and obviously for me, so many good memories in there. So it's exciting to be back. I think everybody on the team we're just happy that we have a place to play, we have a home, and we're looking forward to getting back out there.
Let me ask you this, and I don't know if you know the answer, but I'll ask you. What about crowds? What's the situation with crowds? I know that Newcastle have a pre-season coming up, and they've been authorized to have, I don't know what the percentage is, but a couple of hundred people at their game. Any idea what's going to happen with the Sharks and things like season tickets and how that's all going to work?
Yeah, so basically, the season, the league has announced that the season will start on the 2nd of October. That doesn't necessarily mean that we'll be starting on that date, but that's when games will be starting. In terms of government guidelines and how many people we'll be able to have in the gym, that's exactly it. We have to follow the government guidelines that are out at the time. So for us right now, it's a little bit of a waiting game. We don't know exactly what the numbers are going to be. But from our guesstimation and our estimates, it'll probably be around 40% capacity, I'm guessing. There will be a couple of trial events like the one you mentioned at Newcastle, and that will just kind of give the league and the government a feel of how it's all going to work. And hopefully, fingers crossed, those go well. In terms of us, we have let season ticket holders back. We've had to cap it for the time being, just until we know further. But obviously, keep an eye on our social media channels. Once we know more information, we're not holding back. We're letting our fans. We're keeping everybody in the loop. And hopefully, sooner than later, we can get if not a full gym, but more and more people up in the gym. But we're looking forward to being back at the EIS, back in the old tank.
Well, I love it at the EISS, I have to tell you. And tickets are going to be like gold dust for the coming season, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, they're going to be a rarity. Obviously, we'll have the booking system set up where you're going to have to book your tickets ahead of time. You're going to have to book it within your group, and then when you arrive at the gym, you're going to have a specific arrival time just to stagger everybody through the door. And then you're going to have to sit within your group. You'll have allotted seats that you have to sit in. So it's all going to be very controlled and very awkward to begin with, but a system that, we'll all get used to, and it'll become easy as pie after a while.
Now we've got, I believe, either one or two more of these broadcasts to do. We've got one or two more signings, but while I've got you on, thank you for arranging to do this, because I think they've been fabulous. And people who I've met who've seen them say, what a good thing it is that the team's been doing.
Well, no, we wanted to send a big thanks to you, Mike. We really appreciate you taking the time out to do this, over your time off, over your summer. I think you've done a great job. except for the couple times you shot me down for the technical errors. I don't know if that was my fault, Mike, but no, we really appreciate everything that you do. You know, you've become synonymous with the Sharks. You know, you're the voice of the Sharks, and oh baby, we love you, Mikey. We love you.
You don't get many of those nowadays, do you?
Well, hopefully we get a few more this season.
Oh, listen, can I thank you for taking the time to do this? And I apologize before about that first thing that we did, you know, which I just disappeared off the screen. I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. But thanks for taking the time to do this today, because as I said, you know, big stories. The season, the start date for the season has been announced, and hopefully that'll happen on the 2nd of October. Ain't necessarily so for the Sharks. That's when the league will start. I believe it's going to be cup competitions first, and then league competition starting maybe a couple of weeks after that. But thanks a lot. Thanks for all the hard work that you're doing for the organization, and look forward to when we see you back on the floor.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks a lot. Mike Tuck, the team captain for the B Brawn Sheffield Sharks. And that'll do it for me for this broadcast. As I say, we've got either one or two more. We'll see. And we're not able to confirm what day the next broadcast will be. It could be anywhere from Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Keep an eye on social media, and it will be announced there. Thank you very much indeed for joining us today, and look forward to the next time we get together. All the very best. You've been sleeping without, don't go feeling alone.